back on our show this Thursday morning. Great to have Mike Tudor with us. And Mike recently took a business trip to Cuba. Fascinating trip, he was telling us just a second ago.
Yes.
Welcome, Mike. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Well, I felt fortunate to accompany my client, Mike Shelton, as part a local businessman here, exploring opportunities there with a 75-person delegation from Louisiana, the largest cultural business delegation ever to Cuba since 1962.
Wow.
It flew nonstop by charter from New Orleans to Havana, which was news breaking also. Great coverage in the Cuban media. A couple of times I said America, and they said, "Are you from Louisiana?" That's sort of unusual, you know.
That is.
But remember, Louisiana was the gateway to Central America before the Cuba embargo in Miami exploded. So there were two people from Central Louisiana, Mike and I, and then a farmer and his wife from Newellton, and everybody else was from South Louisiana, with a real mix of artists and businessmen and lawyers and doctors. It was a fascinating group. I would have just taken a ship out in the middle of the Gulf and hung out with them. They were really, and we all 100% say, stop the embargo right now.
Yeah.
Louisiana is the first state that's going to benefit.
Well, I'll tell you what, it does sound like y'all put on you didn't have to put on quite a show. It was quite a collection of people, friendly, of course, like Louisianians are. What did they think about y'all?
We had two buses and two drivers who are obviously schooled by the government, very soft-spoken in their approach, but you get the party line. And Oscar said, first name basis, Mike, he says, this is the kind of group we love to have to come to Cuba. You don't try to lecture us, you listen and you learn and you're courteous and you're fun. And he said, we are so ready for y'all over some of these Europeans and Chinese. I mean, they said that, like.
What did you see?
Yeah, well, and your impression, what was your
Well,
impression?
we were in Havana the whole 7 days because actually every morning was serious. We met with Cuban officials at the University of Havana, University of Havana Law School. I'm trying to learn on behalf of my client how you do business here so you can do business there.
Right.
And so we had very serious sections on restoration and rehabilitation, because Old Havana has the largest collection of 18th century buildings in the world. And they need a lot of money to restore them. And we dealt with sections on biodiversity and the comparison of our civil code. We're the only civil code state, and Latin America is mostly civil code. Of course, I laughed one day, I said, well, you made it easy because a big part of our civil code is property. And since you own all the property, I guess that section is pretty reduced.
And you said the people were very healthy and physically fit.
Oh, that struck me. They have the best health probably of any Latin American nation. That's what socialism has done for them. The time to break out of the glass ceiling. But they are healthy, and I didn't see one obese person in Cuba. Now, I did not see one obese, but it's black beans and rice and grilled chicken, and they walk a lot, and they go to salsa dance clubs.
Salsa dance all the time.
And they are physically fit, active, happy, embracing. You don't have the aura of a police state. The police are called special police, and you do see them. Of course, I laughed the first time, and I thought the church lady isn't that special. But anyway, I thought special police was an interesting term for it. But we saw an incident where they did swarm. Really,
because of course this is a communist country.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the last few remaining communist countries.
Vietnam, China, and North Korea in this one. But I would wager it's the most casual of the four. They've had a lot of practice, and they project. You don't have the feeling that you are in a dictatorship or police state. But the heroes of the revolution are revered. So don't think that when economic and political freedom comes, they're going to pull down statues like they did in Iraq and East Germany. They really revere Fidel, but they're ready to move on to the next step.
Yeah,
What's the next step of the embargo being lifted?
The president, and kudos to our president for taking the lead of doing something that should have been done.
Right.
And the April summit in Panama may see further easing of it. Congress will eventually have to repeal it. The American people, every poll, including the poll of young Cubans in Miami, favor ending the embargo. Louisiana is who benefits.
Would really benefit, I would think.
70% of their food is imported. They used to eat Louisiana rice and corn. They import from Vietnam all of their rice now.
Right.
So the Port of New Orleans, the whole state, I think that's why the folks from Newellton were there, said, we're going to sell them some soybeans.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? That's healthy food. Do you hope to go back?
Yes, we're working on some things, and It's
so
tricky.
you recommend it for
Oh,
folks that have the opportunity?
Absolutely. It's a trip of a lifetime, really.
I would love to
from
visit
every
Havana.
aspect of it. Every aspect. It's a
Step
beautiful
back
country.
step back in time.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you won't ever have that opportunity, I don't think, of any other location. And but then you can go to the beach, 15 minutes, and we sample one of their beaches, and it's
And
like
that's-
just as nice.
Yes.
Mike, we need to have you back. Talk more about this.
I'd love to. Thank you.
Thanks for dropping by.
Sure.
More to come here on Good Day Sin-Law. Stay tuned to CBS 2. We're going to tell you about a fundraiser that's coming up.